November 11, 2012, Belize. An American's found dead, bullet to the head. And the main suspect? John McAfee. Yeah, the antivirus guy. Police rush to his jungle compound. He's gone. Just gone. Within hours, the story blows up. Interpol gets involved, the Belize government starts hunting him, even the US Embassy steps in. McAfee fakes heart attacks, pays off cops, crosses borders, and somehow turns his own manhunt into a live show. How does the man who made your computer safe become the one nobody could find? Before the chase, before the chaos, he was just a programmer in Silicon Valley. And the first computer virus? That's where it all began.
1987, Silicon Valley. Inside a modest corporate office, a 41-year-old programmer named John McAfee writes a few dozen lines of code. Those minds will make him rich and eventually destroy him. The world is just waking up to computer viruses. That year, Brain, the first PC virus, spreads across IBM computers worldwide. Panic spreads faster than the malware itself. McAfee sees opportunity. He writes a program to detect and neutralize the virus. Just a day and a half, the first version of the program is born, and he calls it Virus Scan. Not long after, he tests it on local systems, and it works. But creating software is only half the battle. McAfee understands something others miss. Fear sells. Corporations are terrified of losing data, of downtime, of digital chaos. He starts selling Virus Scan directly from the trunk of his car, driving across California, pitching to companies one by one. The response is explosive. Orders from companies flooded in. Within months, McAfee realizes he needs a real company. In 1987, he launches McAfee Associates, operating from his home in Santa Clara. By 1990, McAfee Associates was supplying antivirus protection to half of the Fortune 100. Revenue climbed past $5 million, doubling every 6 months. By 1993, McAfee Associates goes public. Paper says he's worth over $100 million. That year, he sold his remaining shares and walked away, cashing out before corporate governance could tame him. He was 48 years old, financially immortal, but searching for something beyond wealth. The 2008 financial crash wipes most of his wealth. His net worth plunges to under $5 million. He declared that governments and banks were parasites draining human freedom. So he decided to live beyond their reach. In 2009, he boarded a plane to Belize. No extradition treaty, minimal taxes, and endless jungle. He bought a beachfront villa, then a remote compound near Orange Walk. There, he built a personal laboratory claiming to research herbal antibiotics. He surrounds himself with armed guards, teenage girlfriends, cash, and weapons. Soon, the government he distrusts will arrive at his gates, armed, uniformed, unannounced. That confrontation will turn John McAfee from eccentric recluse into international fugitive.
April 30th, 2012, Belize. The morning heat feels like steam. Inside McAfee's jungle compound, the gang suppression unit, Belize's version of SWAT, has come for John McAfee. They claim it's a drug raid. He's forced face down in the dirt while his lab equipment, hard drives, and guns are seized. One of his dogs, his prized mastiffs, charges an officer. A shotgun booms. The dog drops instantly. McAfee screams until his voice cracks. "You killed my dog." They haul him to Belize City, throw him in the piss house, the B's Central Prison's holding tank, named for the open sewer that runs through it. When they finally release him the next day, he's changed. After the raid, McAfee turns his home into a fortress. Tripwires, cameras, motion sensors. Every night, he walks the perimeter with a pistol tucked under his arm. To visitors, he rambles about corrupt politicians, secret police, and assassination plots. He surrounds himself with a small army, ex-gangsters, outcasts, and drifters who owe him loyalty. He pays them in cash, drugs, and favors. To outsiders, it looks like paranoia. To McAfee, it's insurance. By now, he's running more than a compound. He's running a microstate, his own rules, his own justice. Just across the sand lives Gregory Fall, a 52-year-old retired contractor from Florida. Quiet, disciplined, the kind of man who values sleep and silence. McAfee is the opposite. noise, dogs, and chaos. And the dogs are the breaking point. Every night they bark until dawn. Tourists complain. Fall files reports. Then one afternoon, he storms up to McAfee's compound. "Control your dogs or I will." McAfee laughs. "Try." Weeks later, the dogs are dead, poisoned. McAfee's grief turns to fury. He orders his guards to shoot the ones still suffering. And he paces the compound all night, gripping his gun, whispering names. By dawn, he's convinced someone sent him a message. Maybe the cartels, maybe his neighbor, maybe both. November 11th, 2012. Gregory Falls' housekeeper finds him lying face up in a pool of blood. A single bullet wound, execution style. No forced entry, no signs of struggle. Just one perfect shot to the head. Police arrive before noon, and the first name they write down is the obvious one, John McAfee. They drive to his compound to question him, but the gates are open, the rooms are empty. The man is gone. He vanished hours earlier, slipping into the jungle with his 20-year-old girlfriend, Samantha. No phone, no ID, just a backpack, a gun, and a head start. By nightfall, he's Belize's most wanted man. By morning, the story is global.
McAfee isn't improvising. He's executing a plan. For months, he's been building a network of safe houses across the country. He pays locals in cash to hide him, trades favors for silence. He moves through the mangroves and back roads like a phantom. Police raid villages hours too late. Every time they close in, he's already gone. 6 days later, McAfee surfaces on a fishing boat, heading for Guatemala. He pays the captain $2,000 cash for a legal crossing. No passport, no records. The boat drifts silently across the border before sunrise. He steps onto Guatemalan soil, barefoot and free. In a hotel room in Guatemala City, he shaves his beard, eats canned beans, and calls Vice magazine. He offers them an exclusive interview with the world's most wanted tech founder. They fly in immediately. McAfee poses with them for photos, smiling, relaxed, triumphant. But the photo contains GPS metadata. Within hours, every police agency on the planet knows exactly where he is. On December 5th, 2012, Guatemalan police surround his hotel room. McAfee walks out calmly and raises his hands. He's arrested for entering the country illegally, a minor charge, but with deadly stakes. If he's deported to Belize, he believes he'll never make it out alive. So he fakes a heart attack. In the hospital, cameras flash as he lies on a gurney, oxygen tubes in his nose, whispering, "I can't breathe." 2 days later, doctors find nothing wrong. He grins at the reporters. "Of course I didn't have a heart attack." The stunt works. Guatemala delays deportation. His lawyers file emergency appeals, and in a bureaucratic twist no one saw coming, Guatemala deports him not to Belize, but to the US. John McAfee just outsmarted an entire government with a bottle of aspirin and a poker face. Miami International Airport. He steps off the plane, unshaven but smiling. Federal agents question him, then let him go. No charges, no warrants. John McAfee, the man who built digital walls for the world, just escaped the physical ones for himself. But the firewall won't hold forever.
January 2013, a gray dawn in Portland, Oregon. John McAfee, once the king of cybersecurity, wakes up in a rented condo beside a woman half his age. Her name is Janice. He met her the night he landed in Miami. She was supposed to be company for one night. Instead, she became his final constant. For 4 months, McAfee tries the impossible. Normal life. Morning coffee, afternoon walks, Netflix nights. It doesn't last. To a man who once outran armies, suburbia feels like captivity. By spring, he's bored. By summer, he's back on camera. June 2013. McAfee uploads a 5-minute video titled "How to Uninstall McAfee Antivirus." In it, he plays a caricature of himself, surrounded by guns, cigars, and women in lingerie. He mocks the company that bears his name. Within days, it hits millions of views. The message is clear. McAfee isn't running from his past, he's rewriting it as spectacle. By 2016, he's back in the spotlight.
this time running for president. The campaign is absurd and brilliant. Legalize drugs, encrypt everything, abolish the IRS. He polls at zero, but captures headlines. John McAfee, the self-made antivirus prophet, is now selling anarchy as freedom. He doesn't win votes, he wins something better: attention. And attention is currency. By 2018, he reinvents himself again as a cryptocurrency messiah. He lives on a 75-foot yacht fitted with satellite internet and enough weapons to defend a small nation. Every week, he posts new photos, one hand on a rifle and the other typing tweets about blockchain and liberty. He predicts Bitcoin will hit $1 million, and when it doesn't, he jokes about eating his own anatomy on live TV. People call him crazy, but no one looks away. There's one problem. McAfee hasn't filed taxes since 2010. He calls taxation theft. The IRS calls it 8 federal counts of evasion. January 2019. A grand jury secretly indicts him in Tennessee. 8 counts, decades in prison if convicted. McAfee gets word before they come knocking. He fires up the yacht engines, packs Janice and his crew, and disappears into the Caribbean. He posts a photo of himself on deck, rifle slung across his chest. Caption: "Today, I left the United States. I'm freer than ever." What follows is one of the most surreal manhunts in modern history. A cat-and-mouse chase that unfolds entirely online. Cuba, the Bahamas, Venezuela. Every few days, new coordinates. Every few days, new taunt. Catch me if you can. McAfee doesn't hide, he broadcasts. Every tweet, every video, every photo is both a decoy and a declaration. He uses encrypted phones and disposable SIM cards. He claims to have body doubles. Sometimes he posts photos with them just to confuse the agencies watching. Is it paranoia or theater? At this point, the line is gone. For 18 months, he lives in international waters, drifting between jurisdictions. Every harbor is temporary, every country a maybe. And yet, he keeps tweeting. He keeps smiling. Because the chaos isn't an accident. It's his last firewall. The more unpredictable he becomes, the safer he feels. July 24th, 2019. Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. McAfee's yacht docks for refueling. Interpol alerts flash across the region. Police surround the pier. They find 4 shotguns, 3 handguns, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. McAfee laughs as they cuff him. This is just a misunderstanding. 4 days later, he's released. No charges. Rumors swirl of bribes, political favors, quiet deals. McAfee sails away, rum in hand, smirking. Even when I'm arrested, I walk free. But even he knows the world is closing in. His face is flagged at every airport. His name triggers alerts in every system he once helped secure. He's a ghost with Wi-Fi, and the ghosts are running out of oceans. By late 2019, McAfee relocates to Eastern Europe. He posts cryptic videos claiming to hold insurance files, data that could expose corruption worldwide. He warns, if I go down, others go with me. No one knows if the files exist, but everyone knows he believes they do. Then, silence. 2020. COVID lockdowns freeze the world. Borders close. Yachts sit idle. And for the first time in a decade, John McAfee stops running.
October 5th, 2020, Barcelona. Airport security scans a worn U.S. passport. The screen flashes red. Within seconds, Spanish police move in. John McAfee, the man who dodged 3 countries, is finally cornered. No firefight, no chase, just a quiet click of handcuffs. After years of chaos, his capture is almost anticlimactic. He laughs as they escort him away. About time, he mutters. Brian's 2 prison, a concrete labyrinth outside Barcelona. Fluorescent lights, 7-foot ceilings, iron doors that never close softly. McAfee, 75, now sleeps on a metal cot. No yacht, no network, just walls that listen. But inside that cell, time slows. Days blend, reality bends. U.S. prosecutors line up their case: tax evasion, securities fraud, wire fraud. Each count a nail. He faces decades of extradited. He tells Janice, "I'll never make it to an American courtroom alive." She believes him. June 23rd, 2021, 1:00 p.m. The Spanish High Court signs the extradition order. The message reaches the prison within the hour.
John McAfee is officially going home, in chains. He calls Janice, "I love you. I'll call you tonight." It's the last sentence anyone hears from him alive. At 7 p.m., guards walk past his cell. They stop. A shadow dangles from the steel bars, a bedsheet twisted tight. They rush in, cut him down, start compressions. No pulse. 7:23 p.m., John McAfee is pronounced dead. Official cause, suicide by hanging. No drugs in his system, but no one buys the simplicity. His supporters flood the web. He didn't kill himself, he was silenced. Hashtags ignite. Conspiracy channels light up with theories. Clones, data vaults, secret islands. The truth? No one knows. His body remains in a Spanish morgue for months while lawyers argue over his estate. Even in death, he refuses to be processed. John McAfee's life reads like an encrypted file. Brilliance, paranoia, defiance, all nested inside each other. He built software to protect people from unseen threats, then became the unseen threat himself. He once said, "It's better to live one day as a lion than 1,000 years as a lamb." He kept his word. Every rule he broke, every system he mocked, every country he fled, all of it was the same statement: "I refuse to be owned." But there's one irony he couldn't debug. For all his genius in evading capture, the final trap was built inside his own mind, a loop of fear, control, and rebellion that eventually closed on itself. June 23, 2021 wasn't the day McAfee lost. It was the day the story caught up to him, and in that sense, he never stopped running. If you think McAfee's ending was chaos, wait till you see the next fugitive who hacked an entire government spy program from inside a hotel room. Click the video on screen, the man who outsmarted the NSA, because in this world, the most dangerous code is human.